Growing up in Canada, you just got to get used to cold weather. It's just something you live with. You either love it or you hate it. And in my case, I love cold weather. I love getting out there in the snow. I don't love hot weather. I prefer cold weather, but I'll take just about any weather. But for the most part, I'll go out in any weather and take pictures. And in the winter, I especially love taking pictures. And in this case, I wanted to go out and fly my drone and try out my new color slide project that I'm working on, and just put some footage together. And ultimately I came up with a little video here that's, the moral of the story is sometimes you just got to get out there and fly your drone. If you stay around at the end of this video, you'll see this drone crash. This is the last time this drone was in the air. RIP this drone. It hits the ground and doesn't come back up. But you just got to try different stuff. And the whole point of this exercise is to explore and get creative. I've taken the same types of photos a million times, like this one right here. This is not a special photo at all. It's a little bit boring. So that's why I invented the color slide project that I'm working on, this little gadget that you see right here. It's an easy handheld project that you can use to reflect light, make reflections real easy, and just switch it up. Take creative pictures that you may not have had the opportunity to take before with a little tool in your pocket. There's one right there. This is just a little bit different. You could take the same photo over and over, or you could switch it up, get a little bit unique. And that's what this color slide project is about. Just getting creative with it. It's got different attachments on the end. So, one day you'll be able to add a sphere or a cube, but right now it's just these slide plates that are different colors and give you different options. So here's an example of how you can use, there's red on the berries there. So I thought that was just just a little red reflection, made something a little different, made something boring into something a little unique. So, just walking around and taking pictures, even if they're boring, you're still taking pictures. That's the whole point of being a photographer. You're an artist, and art is important. You got to always try to make new art, even if the weather's crappy. It's fun. Look at there. This is a pretty standard photo right there. Pretty boring, actually. Switched it up, used the color slide to refract the photo a little bit, and made it, a little bit different. Easy breezy. But anyway, back to these drone shots. I did get some real dope cinematic shots. Look at this one. This is a beautiful shot with the snow falling. I mean, just look at that. Let's let that one play without my voice. Yeah, this is a beautiful shot right here. I don't know what I would do with it other than this, use it in this case. But look at that, slowed down, real nice, real beautiful shot. And I knew it was risky because it was really windy, and I didn't care. I wanted to try flying the drone in these conditions. It's been a minute where it was temperate enough that you could get out there comfortably and walk around and fly the drone and be creative. And that's the whole point. Take some chances, This is another example of, it's a cool photo to make. You frame it up. You see some nice reflections happening in the water naturally, and that's cool. Here's a straightforward photo. Nothing special there. You just got to keep it going, and that's a hard truth to swallow with photography, because a lot of times people aren't getting back to you. Nobody gives a shit what you're doing, and that's the reality of most art, is that you're just doing it for yourself. You're just out there making art for yourself, and hopefully somebody will pay you along the way. You know what I mean? And maybe for a long time you get lucky and people pay you a long period of time. There's another just boring photo. It's okay. It's nothing special, but the point is to use the color slide to make those photos just a little bit different. You know what I mean? So just walk back here. See, trying to get something out of my bag. Yes, I don't know. But anyway, the philosophy is people, you do it because you love it, right? And the rest will follow. And that's the truth. You got to make art you like. You got to make work you're happy with, and hopefully other people will also love it. And best case scenarios, they pay you for it and continue to pay you for it and have you back because they like your art and they like you, and that's something you just got to do. So in this case, I took another pretty straightforward photo, nothing special here. Nice black and white conversion, pretty. I don't know what you would do with this photo otherwise, but just getting creative, getting out there. And so I just switched it up for this next shot. I think used the blue color slide to just make it a little bit different, something a little unique. You know what I mean? Look twice at it. That's the whole point. Ideally, you want to have people look twice at your work, or just add a thumbprint to your work so people know it's yours. That's also important, that when people see your work, they know it's yours. And in the days of AI, in the age of AI, you really got to stand out. You really can't be swallowed up by the AI machine, and you got to be yourself and be creative. There's another cool shot using the blue color slide and making a reflection there. But the whole point is to stay ahead of the curve. And the curve right now is bending sharply towards a digital landscape, and it's frightening. I can tell you firsthand, as somebody who's been using Adobe from the jump, it's made more progress in the last 6 months than like 15 years combined. It's pretty unbelievable, but you just got to keep going. You know, if I can't find a way, I'll make my own way. And here's the drone shot. If you follow through to the end, if you listen to me talk shit for this long, you get to see the drone crash, which is pretty cool. At this point, I knew something was wrong with it. I had totally lost control of the drone. It was shitted up. I knew, but you know, just keep pressing, whatever. Keep going. What are you gonna do? Just fly it, keep it going. And sometimes you crash your drone and you get beautiful shots in the meantime.